Good morning, students. Yesterday, yesterday we have studied about the chapter that was nutrition in plants, and now today we are question, going to do question answers. So listen carefully. I am giving you answers also, solutions also. You can listen carefully, and you have to write these answers. You can search this answer in your book also. See, first of all, why do organisms need to take food? Why do organisms need to take food? First question is that, listen carefully. All organisms require energy for their life process. Means all organisms, they require energy for their life process. Plants prepare their food and acquire nutrients from abiotic components like soil, water and sunlight, air and sunlight. Means plants get its food from air, water, sunlight and soil. On the other hand, animals, they need to get food from either plants or other animals. Means and animals, they get their food from plants or either from other animals. And why they get this food? To acquire energy, for getting energy for the growth and development of the body. So you have to frame the answer of that, and you have to write, means why do organisms need to take food? You can write for the growth and development of body and for getting energy. Now second question, what is difference between, distinguish means difference between a parasite and a saprotroph? First of all, what are saprophytes or saprotrophs? Saprotrophs are those which get acquire or get nutrients from dead and decaying matter. Saprotroph which get nutrients from dead and decaying matter. For example, fungi. Fungi is the example of saprotroph. You have to write example of that. Now next, what is parasites? Parasites are those which live on host or get its food in the expense of its host. Means those which are getting their food from other plants, that are said to be parasites. That are said to be parasites. And for example, roundworm, parasite plant, the roundworm, and you can say amarbel also. Okay, amarbel, that is also means cuscuta. You can see the cuscuta, it is the example of parasite. Now third question, how would you taste the presence of starch in leaves? You can get this answer from activity 1.1. I am explaining you. We have to take two potted plants of the same kind. First of all, we have to take two potted plants of the same kind and keep one in the dark for 72 hours and other in sunlight. We have to keep one in dark room and one in sunlight. Now we have to perform the iodine test with the leaves of both the plants, and we have to perform that we will test with iodine. Now we have to leave the pot which was earlier kept in the dark. Firstly, we have to leave that which we have kept in dark undisturbed for 3 to 4 days. Means we have to put it for 3 to 4 days and perform the iodine test again on it. And now after 3 or 4 days, again we have to test the iodine test. Now you will see, we have to put iodine solution on the leaf. What we will observe? We will observe that blue-black color will be observed on the leaves of the plant which are kept in sunlight. The plants which are kept in sunlight, the leaves of that plant, we can see blue-black, and this indicates the presence of starch in leaves. And blue-black color will not appear on the leaves of the plant which are kept in the dark room. This indicates the absence of starch. Means a blue-black color we can see after putting iodine over it. This shows the presence of starch. Which plant? The plant which is spotted in sunlight. It will show that it shows that there will be a presence of starch in that. Now give a brief description of the process of synthesis of food in green plants. How green plants prepare their food. Green plants use a process called as photosynthesis to prepare their food. What is photosynthesis? You all know that green plants use a process called as photosynthesis to prepare their food. The process is as follows. First of all, water is taken from the roots of the plant. First point is that water is taken from the roots of the plant and it is transported to the leaves of the plant. Means, again I am repeating, water is taken from the roots of the plant and it is transported to the leaves of the plant. Means water is absorbed from the roots of the plant and it is transported to the leaves of the plant. Then second point, carbon dioxide from air enter the leaves through pores called stomata. Carbon dioxide from air enter the leaves through pores called stomata, and this diffuses the cell containing chlorophyll, means you can write this line: carbon dioxide from air enter the leaf through pores called stomata. Now third point, water molecule is broken down into hydrogen and oxygen with the help of sunlight. Again I am repeating, water molecule is broken down into hydrogen and oxygen with the help of sunlight. Now fourth point, this hydrogen combines with oxygen to form, again repeating, hydrogen combines with oxygen and hydrogen to form carbohydrates. Means the hydrogen combines with oxygen to form carbohydrates. Now one equation is there, it is in your book, that is photosynthesis is represented by the following equation: carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight. Carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight, it forms glucose plus oxygen, and this you have done in 6th class also. Carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight, it forms glucose and releases oxygen. Okay. Now fifth question, show with the help of a sketch that the plants are the ultimate source of food. Show with the help of sketch that the plants are the ultimate source of food. Means you can show by yourself. First of all, plants are there, then from plants you can show that primary consumers, that are cow, leeches, means animals are there. Then afterwards human beings are there. Okay. Then some of the reptiles are there, like that, fishes and aquatic plant animals, and all this you have to show with the sketch pen, like that only. Now fill in the blanks. Green plants are called autotrophs because they prepare their own food. Green plants are called autotrophs since they synthesize their own food. Second one, the food synthesized by the plant is stored as starch. It is stored as starch, STARCH. The food synthesized by the plants is stored as starch. See, in photosynthesis, solar energy is captured by the pigment called chlorophyll. In photosynthesis, solar energy is captured by the pigment called chlorophyll. Now next, D. During photosynthesis, plants take in carbon dioxide, CO2, that is CO2, carbon dioxide, and release oxygen. During photosynthesis, plants take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Now name the following. A parasitic plant with yellow, slender and tubular stem. You have to search in book. You can search and you can get the answer. Kaskut, name the following. We are doing a parasitic plant with yellow, slender and branch stem. Parasitic plant we have done just now. That is the Cuscuta. That is the Cuscuta. Answer first one, that is Cuscuta. Then second one, a plant that has both autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition, means which are autotroph and heterotroph also, that are pitcher plant. Pitcher plant, second one, pitcher plant. Now third, the pores through which leaves exchange gases, that is stomata. The pores through which leaves exchange gases, that are stomata. Now last one, tick the correct answers. Cuscuta. Now tick the correct answers. Amarbale is an example of. Amarbale and Cuscuta are the same thing. Okay. So Amarbale is an example of. Just now we have done in name the following, that are parasites. That are parasites. Now B, the plant which traps and feeds on insects is the plant which trap insects, that is pitcher plant. That is the pitcher plant. And match the following. You have to search and you have to do it by yourself. And today this one is the task you have to do in your notebook, and it should be complete. And the topic is over today.